everyone.
Welcome back to the Messy But Thriving podcast.
Today we're talking about neurodivergence.
And social dynamics / social hierarchies.
But wait, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you like this video, we post every other Friday. So come back in 2 Fridays.
And we just want to say thank you for 1 million subscribers. It's... We're
Humble
so
beginnings. Like, we really started at the bottom. Now we're here.
Started from the bottom, now the whole team's fucking here.
I just want to start this episode by reading the quote on my tea bag.
Oh.
It says, "Give thanks for the unknown blessings that are already on the way." I claim that.
That's a good one. What is neurodivergence?
Do we have the definition?
I mean, well, I think about the DSM-6 now, maybe. I think we're on the 5. I don't know.
What is DSM?
Do you remember what it's Diagnostic something?
Somebody help me.
Diagnostic and Statistical Manual for Mental Disorders, 6th edition. It was released a while ago, 2022.
So what is neurodivergence? Well, lucky for you all, I've pulled it up. Neurodivergence means your brain processes, learns, and behaves differently than the standard or typical neural baseline. The concept of neurodivergence is rooted in the neurodiversity movement, a perspective that frames these differences as natural variations in human cognition rather than inherent diseases or flaws.
The word that stood out there to me was typical, defining like neurodivergence as in comparison to typical traits. And I'm like, what is typical? Where does that definition come from? Where does what is...
Starts pulling it up.
I'm just like, what defines typical? Like typical...
Yeah. Who
says
what's typical and what's not typical?
Neurotypical is a non-medical term, interesting, for people whose brains develop and function in ways that align with mainstream societal standards, making up roughly 80 to 85% of the population. They typically reach developmental milestones on schedule and easily navigate unspoken social cues.
Oh, okay. I guess the developmental milestones make sense to me. Like, that's a way to
And it's
gauge.
just the majority of people. So that's the way society is going to be set up to cater to this group.
Yeah, I was gonna say everything is a construct, because I'm thinking like developmental milestones in like North American culture are probably so different from developmental milestones in like European cultures or in Asian cultures, like completely different.
And then what's typical for them might be different for us.
Yeah.
Also.
We want to give a disclaimer that none of us are claiming to be experts on the topics discussed today, but we were discussing prior to setting up this camera and filming this episode how neurodivergence is kind of in the ether, become something that's like trendy and like talked about as just like personality traits almost. People will be like, get ready with me as a girl who has ADHD, and it's just like a quirky little personality trait.
Yeah, that part. And then also like the using the term like autistic or things like that to get views, like when you're not what the representation like. No, I mean there's a full spectrum of representation all at the same time. So I don't know. I'm actually like, I don't know where I stand on that. But
I feel like a lot of people use the topic of neurodivergence as comedic relief. Like sometimes like if someone like does something differently, they'll be like, yeah, I'm autistic, and then like people will start laughing. And it's like in that context, it's like, yeah, it's okay to laugh because we're just like joking. But then it's like, but if we're like actually like saying the R slur and like making fun of people who are neurodivergent, in that sense, it's like not acceptable to like speak that way, but a lot of people will just like kind of throw those terms around in a way to be like, haha, like it's okay, this I'm just this way because of this. But I'm like, why is it funny? Why is that the default?
Wait, but are these people, do they actually have these diagnoses, or are they neurotypical just using them as jokes?
I feel like it's everyone. I've known people who do have those diagnoses that are saying those jokes, but then it's like the people who they're telling the jokes to are like neurotypical. So it's like, if they're laughing, is that like
Like self abuse? Shauna? Well, that is an interesting point. And another interesting point is the diagnosis in itself. So, who gets diagnosed? Is it overdiagnosed? Is it underdiagnosed? And who and why? One thing we were talking about is how race plays a role in, like, the privilege of, like, being diagnosed or getting a diagnosis. And I don't know if I was talking to you guys about this. I was talking to someone about this in the car earlier. And I was saying how a lot of, like, black kids get underdiagnosed because they're just being disruptive. They're not stimming, they're just being disruptive. They're just, can't sit still. But then, like, if someone else exhibits those same behaviors, it's, he may need, like, an evaluation, or it may be good to get him into, some type of, like, therapy so we can address this. So then it becomes, like, a privilege, because now these people have, like, the support and, like, time with professionals to make strategies and coping and all these things so that they can function, where then other people are just made to feel like, why can't I just do what everyone else is doing?
Yeah, and I feel like the culture can play a part in that too. Like, some cultures can be more accepting, whereas other cultures it's very taboo and looked down upon, and they don't want to be perceived a certain way by other people. And so sometimes they, like, maybe more in denial, or maybe they don't take whoever has the diagnosis, like, out too much. And also, we want to preface that I know there's, like, people with very severe conditions, and it can affect people and their loved ones, like, very intensely in terms of, like, emotionally, financially, all of the above. So we don't want to overlook that also, and we don't want to make it seem like we're speaking for everyone, when it is a very serious topic for a lot of individuals.
Yeah. And I feel like that brings us to our next point, is how do we personally identify? Because, yeah, it's an interesting question. Like, how do you identify on the scale of, like, neurodivergence to, like, neurotypical? Like, how do you guys identify?
I mean, I identify as neurodivergent, but I mean, like, I don't, like, walk around saying, hey, y'all, I'm neurodivergent.
Why not? Let me get you a shirt.
Because I don't want to wear it like that's performative to me. But I also feel like I've just started to, like, research and, like, kind of, like, gain understandings of, like, my brain and, like, why I think the way that I think. So it's very new to me. But it's been nice to, like, provide clarity on, like, this could be why that I'm, like, thinking this way. And doesn't make me feel, like, othered, but just makes me understand why I want to do things a certain way, I guess. But yeah, I'm still discovering it. So it's very new.
Yeah. And yeah, that's kind of what it is, because, like, we're, like, constantly discovering ourselves in a way too. Yeah. I would say I relate to people who say they have neurodivergence very strongly, or I relate to people who, like, say they have ADHD. Like, I don't have any diagnosis or anything like that, but I just know I just tend to gravitate towards that. And then, like, when I'll do, like, research and things, like, I see myself in a lot of it. So I don't know. I don't really know what that leaves me. I just know my tendencies, and then, like, I know who I gravitate towards. So I don't really know what that means.
How?
Shauna, I'm normal.
I don't think I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, how do you... Because I feel like maybe it's becoming more, not well known, but more accepted, like more awareness. Like in terms of socially, like how do you know if someone's being serious versus like someone's just saying it just to say it? Like I'm like self-diagnosed, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know? Like how do you know?
I feel like 90% of the time they're not being serious. Like 90% of the time people are just being like, haha, like ADHD girly. And they'll be like, yeah, I tried Adderall one time and it was so like it helped me, like I felt so productive. And it's like, girl, you were at an EDM concert, like
Oh my god.
like
I danced all night.
No, that's real. And then like in the beginning it said like 80 to 90% of people are neurotypical. So that isn't, you know, it can't be everyone. We can't all be like that, because then society would be set up for people with ADHD and neurodivergence, and there wouldn't be so much of a, you know, like a whatever I'm trying to say. You better figure it out. Next.
I think the like
Universal design. Is that right? Universal design.
I think the
Accessible
trendiness
for everyone.
and like the desire to like be like, haha, I'm neurodivergent. Maybe it also comes from like a desire to belong to a community, because I feel like people who have a tangible diagnosis of being neurodivergent are forced to be like othered, because it's just like society like sets it up for it to be like, you're different, you have to be over there because you're different than all of us. So because of that like forcefulness, people within that community are like, I experienced this that was so like disorienting that I don't want to make anyone else feel the way that I felt. So it's like they're also like welcoming, I guess. So maybe that's why people gravitate towards, like you were saying, like who you gravitate towards more, because it's like that community that's like, it makes you feel like it's okay to be different from the norm. I don't know.
Or maybe when you have a label, whether it be like an official diagnosis or like self, it can lead to more acceptance, like a more understanding of yourself.
And then another point that I saw on TikTok where someone was saying where like you could be culturally like neurodivergent, like you grew up in a household with people who are neurodivergent, so like you just like you understand the culture of it more than like a neurotypical. Like I don't know, I saw that and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I've never heard that take before. Like the culture, like it's a culture too. It's not just a yeah. Okay, and then another aspect of it is that neurodivergence is a spectrum too. So, and sometimes it looks invisible. Like you literally will like cannot tell someone has neurodivergence. Like maybe they're masking really well. Maybe they just know how to navigate, or maybe it's just milder, where it's just not as easy to see. Cause like I used to work in a special needs school, and like downstairs was like severe, and then upstairs was like more milder. Everyone upstairs, it seemed like from someone who wasn't like the untrained eye, it just looks like a normal school. But then like they're all on the spectrum. So I don't know. It's like a whole spectrum too, where I feel like, yeah, representation is interesting. Yeah.
And something else we were talking about earlier is how saying you have I think we kind of talked about like it can be like a trendy thing. All the terms like I have my current hyperfixation, or I feel like overstimulated, or like this is my like STEM. Like those things get thrown around pretty like more so I guess nowadays on social media. So but those stem from like having a diagnosis.
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it's like let me say, it's like on one hand it's good because it's like it's becoming less stigmatized.
But yeah, I agree. It can create more awareness and less stigma around certain terminology. But yeah, I guess that's what we're trying to decide. Like, when is it helpful and spreading awareness versus when is it being overused and like thrown around in situations where it's not maybe as applicable?
Yeah. Do you have you had experiences where it was like a like, or how do you guys find, what's the negatives, like what are the harms, like what are the what's it called?
Maybe when someone actually has it and they're actually overstimulated and they need to be in like a calmer environment or have like different sensory integration techniques or things like that. When it comes like to your actual health and well-being, and people are just like throwing it around, they're like, no, I'm actually overstimulated, or actually like this is my stem right now, and like when it comes to, it's not a joke anymore, maybe.
Yeah, when it makes the struggles that people are facing less like
downplaying it.
Yeah, or less seen, or like downplay. But I feel like the same thing is with, like, if we want to go further than just neurodivergence, this is with like mental health too. Like it's with so many diagnoses, like people just use verbiage all the time. Oh, I'm manic today. I'm having this today. I see bipolar. I see that. Like someone asked me that at my job, like, oh, maybe he's bipolar. I'm like, first of all, that's literally not how that works. You're talking about mood swings. That's literally a completely different thing, like with the miseducation. And yeah,
that bothers me. Since getting my OCD diagnosis, it actually like kind of, it's like annoying because a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm like so OCD about this, to the point of where the actual definition of what OCD is has been misconstrued, and it's like people just use it to be like, yes, I need this to be super clean, but there's so many other things that go into that diagnosis. So yeah, it's like just like using things that just like saying things to say things, but it's like we should be more intentional with what we're saying. Another one that I was gonna say, people will say like similar to like stim, but like tick. They're like saying that like oh, I have a tick, but I feel like people use it to be funny a lot, which I find really weird. Because
like with Tourette's.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, that is the danger. That is the dangers of misdiagnosing and using words wrong. Okay.
Let us know what you guys think about the topic. I know it's very general and there's so much that goes into this topic, but these are just some things we're talking about to each other, so we thought like, oh, maybe we should film and see what you guys think as well. But yeah,
it's an interesting topic. And yeah, we're living in this world, and if you're neurodivergent, we're happy to have you here. If you identify as it neurodivergent or neurotypical, just comment below your experiences. We want to hear how has it affected you? How do you feel about people using terms? Do you like the representation? And yeah,
Comment below.
got the cameras.
Thanks for watching Messy But Thriving podcast. See you next time.